There are a number of words that, unfortunately, leaders today associate with leadership. Okay? If you look at these words up here, most leaders today, because of their authoritative power, look at their leadership position as a controlling position. Power, manipulation, prestige, money, fame. They believe in their titles. Okay? Let me tell you something. Titles are irrelevant. I'll get to that in a minute. All right? Their ability to rule. They're self-centered. It's all about me and my ability to gain, and I have all my little minions around me that are going to help me be successful. They're focused on personal gain, special perks. What I mean by that is parking spots and corner offices and all these kind of things. Okay? Everything on here, in my 20 years of being a student of leadership, is the antithesis of what leadership truly is. Correct. If I knew in the next 10 seconds that I was going to get hit by lightning and vanish from the face of the earth, this is what I want you to leave here with today. Okay? Leadership is the desire to sacrifice self and serve others so they can gain and be fulfilled. It's the dedication and commitment to make everybody around you great, secure, safe, confident, and inspired. It's the desire to help all their people achieve their life's desires. It is an outward approach to leading. It is not an inward approach. That is the problem today. Look at the leaders in our governments. Look at the leaders of these countries. Do they do anything that is in the best interests of the people?
No.
Okay? No. And this is not a political discussion. This is a discussion on humanity and people. Okay? Leadership, I keep walking in front of the light, I'm sorry. Leadership, remember, is not about being in charge. It is about taking care of people that are in your charge. When you are a legendary leader, this is how you approach your business and your people. Okay? Bosses have titles. Leaders have the people. And I'll get into that in a little bit more about what I mean by that. There are 5 types. I feel like I'm spinning around. I want to make sure I'm looking at everybody, not stealing my fanny in people's face. 5 types of leadership. There are bad leaders. There are good leaders. There are great leaders. There are exceptional leaders. And then there are what I would call legendary leaders. And the difference between a legendary leader and everybody else, when I say legendary, a leader that will be remembered forever. You will be talked about forever in the circles of your employees and your people and your vendors and your suppliers. Okay? The difference between legendary leaders and everybody else is empathy. Leadership starts with empathy. Empathy is being concerned for human beings, concerned about their lives, their well-being. You're not concerned about their output. You're not concerned about their performance. You as a leader are concerned about the person, okay? Their livelihood, okay? Whether or not they're fulfilled, whether or not they love their job. Those are the types of things that you as a legendary leader should be focused on. I love this phrase, okay? The highest form of leadership is empathy, for it requires the leader to suspend their ego and live in another person's world. That is so
Powerful.
difficult. It is powerful, thank you.
Sorry.
It is so. Here, come you. Thank you. I'm kidding. I love this phrase. This is literally impossible for most leaders in our businesses, in our governments, in our world, because of what I mentioned before. Okay, it is mostly a inbound approach to leading. It's about me. Okay, until you can become a leader that is focused with empathy as a priority in your employees, you are not meeting your highest potential as a leader. I'm talking very quickly, and typically my talks are about an hour and 90 minutes, so I'm trying to condense it all in really quick because I know everybody has to get to work. The power of a leader, of leadership, lies not in the sales, not in customers' profits, products, services, the building, the corner offices, or the parking spots. The power of leadership lies in the emotional bond that the leader creates with their people. That is what leadership is.
And I would hope and pray. My goal to be able to speak around Long Island and around the country at businesses is to build this next generation of leaders that think like this. Because if we don't get to start thinking like this, I don't know where the future of our businesses and our countries are going. There was something years ago that became very popular in the 70s and 80s called shareholder supremacy. Okay? Shareholder supremacy was where corporations did everything in their power to benefit the shareholders. All about the shareholders. That is a destructive approach. It should be employee value. Because if you take care of your employees, if you show empathy to your employees, if you put them on a pedestal, not yourself, not your vendors, not your suppliers, not your customers, the shareholder part of it will take care of itself. Because your employees will be so in love with you as a leader and your company, they will run through brick walls. Okay? Do anything they need to because of their care for you. The greatest question a leader should ask themselves before they make any decision, okay, is not how it's going to impact the books, the profits, the products and services. The first question is the decision I am going to make today going to positively impact my people? If the answer to that question is no, you should not do it. It's very simple. If the answer is yes, it is a decision that is probably the decision to make. And the questions you should be walking around your company asking your employees and your people is not how much did you book today, how much did you invoice today, what was your day like? The question should be, how are you feeling today? Are you okay today? Is there anything I can do to make your day better? Is there anything I can do to help you with your personal situation? Those are the questions you should be walking around asking your people. Not their output or performance, but about their lives and making sure they are fulfilled. If you want to be a legendary leader, you want to be a legendary warrior, you better make sure that you have the ability to take care of everybody on your right and everybody on your left and everybody behind you. And then you have to have the courage to then step out in front of all those people, make sure they're all prepared to do the job and go to battle, and then you step out in front of them and lead the charge with them. But you have to be prepared to take care of your people first, above and beyond anything else. You know, the Spartan warrior is one of the greatest warriors of our time. They understood the power of a leader pulling everybody together with the same fulfilled bond as a company and the strength of being one. The phalanx, okay? The phalanx were something that the Spartans created where they all come together with their shields and they overlap their shields and it becomes one massive structure to protect them that takes care of getting rid of all of the arrows and spears, but all together as one. Separately, you break apart, each one of those individuals is now vulnerable to be destroyed, okay? But as one, they were the most powerful fighting force that civilization has ever known. 100% of your employees are people. 100% of your clients are people. 100% of your suppliers, your customers are people. If you as a leader do not have the ability to show empathy to them and to show them that you care about them and love them and that they are the priority for your business above and beyond the numbers, okay? If you're not able to do that, then you're not being a true, genuine leader. It is your responsibility to take care of these people. They rely on you as the leaders to take care of them. They look to you for that. If you're not providing that, you're going to lose them as your people. People don't care how much leaders know until they know how much you care about them. That is a very, very important message to leave here with today. All leaders have one thing in common, okay? They all have followers, but there's a difference. These followers here are following their mother voluntarily. They're doing it voluntarily. A true legendary leader has voluntary followers. They're not following them because the other type of leader is a boss. Okay? They have power because they have authority, but they don't have the people. They're not being followed. They're just doing because of authority. okay? You want to be a leader where they voluntarily follow you. You are not a leader until your people define you as such, okay? Just because you have the title doesn't mean that you're the leader of the company. What we need is a total re-engineering of our thinking as it relates to leadership. That is what we need. And I hope today I can inspire you to take that small step, whatever that step might be in your approach to your people, to maybe start thinking about this kind of approach. Maybe you share it with the owners of your company or the leaders, other leaders of your company that, you know what, maybe 2023 is the year we put our people first before the profits, okay, before the revenue, before the product extensions. It'd be a powerful thing. I'm going to talk really quickly. I'm going to give you a story that really changed my perspective of what leadership really is. It's a story that I was watching. It was a documentary of a Marine platoon in Afghanistan. And they had a base in a valley, very strategically terrible location. And they were coming under fire. They had to evacuate, okay? They had to evacuate. The only way to get out of here was to bring in the medevac helicopters. Marines were getting shot, wounded. So the platoon commander had one option. He had to get his men out. But the helicopter had about, where the helicopter had to land was about 50 yards away. To make a long story short, or a long documentary short, the platoon commander went into the barracks, picked up a wounded soldier, ran 50 yards across the desert, okay? Dodging bullets. They were shooting at him from all directions. At any single moment, he could have been killed, injured, shot. That didn't deter him. He took his wounded brother, put him on the helicopter, kissed him, turned around, ran back to the base, got number 2, put him on his shoulder, carried him, ran 50 yards, dodging bullets. His life could have been taken at any second. He did this about 10 times. He got every single one of his men out. They left the base. Everybody survived. The producer of the documentary, back at the base where they were at, went over to the platoon commander, and he was sitting in a chair with his head in his hands. And he said, "I just have to ask you, I've never seen anything like that. Why did you do that? Why did you jeopardize your life? How could you do that?" He hesitated for a second, and he said, "Because I love them, and they all would have done it for me." When they said, I almost started crying at the time. That changed my entire approach to what leadership truly is. Imagine a family, a business, a government that had that mentality, where they built an environment where everybody would sacrifice themselves for each other. Everybody, the leaders included, would sacrifice themselves for the company. Okay? It's a powerful, powerful message. David wants me to start to wrap this up a little bit. I could go on for a long time, and I would love to speak. If you want me to come to your companies, please contact me. I'd love to do it. We all need a brand, right? We need a leadership brand. Your logo is your smile. Your personality is your business card, and the way you treat others is your trademark. That is so very important. Fake leaders. I'm going to move through the next 2 or 3 slides very quickly for David's purposes, okay? It's important to know what a fake leader is, all right? They're focused on power, authority, profit, control, self-gratification. They all have agendas. They all manipulate. Manipulating and leading is 2 different things. Both are trying to get people to do something for them, but manipulating is trying to get someone to do something that's going to benefit me. Inspiring is getting somebody to do something that's going to benefit them. Okay? That's what fake leaders are very focused on. This picture says it all. A boss in the back being carted by his slaves, but a leader is out front, leading the way, picking up the slack for all the people. I'm going to go forward. I had a couple more slides, but this is one of my favorite slides. I think true legendary leaders are heroes because they transform the lives of their people. They have the ability to transform the lives of their people. And it's interesting because the Latin root meaning of the word hero is servo, meaning servant or slave. So a hero is the ultimate servant to something greater than themselves. So a leader is actually a servant. And that is very difficult for leaders to admit. I'm a leader. I'm the king. I'm the boss. How could I be a servant? People serve me. Therein lies the problem. Therein lies the problem. Last thing I'm going to say, the closest thing to being a leader is being a parent. Think about, most of us are parents here. Think about all the things you do for your children. You give them as much love, respect, care, thoughtfulness as possible. You give them education, opportunity. You improve their lives. You provide them with tools and ammunition and all the things they need to succeed in life. Think about how you deal with your children, okay? That is how you should deal with your people. The same way, all right? If you can treat your employees the way you treat your children, that is successful. Last page, little motivational note. To be a successful leader and a successful business professional, okay, you need to have the attributes of a shark. A shark is an amazing creature. It's got 4 attributes that you must possess. Number 1, a shark is incapable of looking down. Okay? As a leader, you have to stop looking down. Look up to the glass ceiling. Okay? Everything is possible when you do it together. When you bond everyone together and you become one. Okay? Oh, sorry. Next thing that sharks can't do is sharks are incapable of looking behind them. They're always looking forward, seeking their next opportunity.
Yeah.
That is what all leaders in business need to do. If it's behind you, let it go. You can't do anything about it. Learn from it, live it, go forward. Last 2, a shark is just a massive muscle. From a fitness perspective, they are just muscle. They're strong, they're powerful. In order to be a legendary leader, you have to have great health, you have to be strong in heart, mind, soul, and spirit. You have to be a powerful person to deal with the challenges and the issues that you're going to face as a leader. Okay? And last but not least, and maybe the most important, is they are littered with scars. They're always getting scarred up in battle. And you know, as business professionals here on Long Island, you're going to face challenges, you're going to face battles, you're going to get scarred and wounded. But a shark never stops going forward. They get wounded and they keep on going. And I hope something I said in the last couple minutes will change the way you might approach your business with your family, your employees, or any other industries that you're in. Thank you so much for listening.